Greetings, mortals. Jared Petty here with IGN. I'm joined by
Brian Altano. What's up?
I am joined by Brian Altano. What's up?
How are
what's
you?
up is what's up is the trailer for a new Wild Sheep production. Now, who's Wild Sheep?
Wild Sheep is a studio run entirely by real sheep.
By real sheep, really?
No, that's not true.
That would be a bad
That's not true.
studio. That would just be terrible. I mean, they would make some really evil games.
Wow.
Yeah. So
That was good.
You gotta
Two
take
sheep
life. You gotta take life by the horns when they.
Three. We haven't even started the video yet.
You know what?
Three sheep puns.
I'm pulling the wool over your eyes here, Brian.
All right,
That's,
we've
you
hit
know.
the capacity.
Yeah.
Wild Sheep is a studio run by.
Yep. Michel Ancel.
Who worked on Beyond Good and Evil,
exactly.
and Rayman, and a whole bunch of other wonderful things.
Exactly. And Beyond Good and Evil, kids, if you haven't played it yet, you need to be playing the Beyond Good and Evil.
Yep.
So that's good stuff.
So this is a game nothing like those other games.
No, this game is called Wild, and we don't know a lot about it except that it's wild. We're going to scrub forward here, but it's Wild Sheep Studio, and the first thing we see, Brian,
Wild Sheep.
Wild Sheep. So again, it's an apt description, and not only Wild Sheep, you can shear a sheep. You can eat a sheep. Lamb is delicious. You can even milk a sheep.
Sure.
But
2 out of 3 of those things I'll never do.
Okay, which one?
The eating part I'll partake in. The others are a lot of work.
Have you never sheared a sheep?
No. When would I ever shear a sheep?
I sheared a sheep once.
That doesn't surprise me at all.
I was a Boy Scout. All right, so and here we have Eagle Scout kids.
You didn't mention the fourth thing, riding sheep.
Exactly. That's the one I was getting to. Riding a sheep. Here we have a guy with what looks like sheep horns on riding a sheep. So this is a man emulating a sheep on the back of a sheep. Now,
kind of weird.
It is a little strange. I really did not know you could ride sheep at all. So let's move forward a little bit in this.
It's kind of
trailer.
like if I piggyback rode on somebody while wearing another dead guy's head on my head.
Now, let's stop right here for a second. There's that. There's the first of many appearances of the skull. What did you call this?
I called this skull the "Where's Waldo" of the Wild trailer because it appears a few times. I'm not sure exactly what it means, but it's there a lot.
Yeah, it pops up in a lot of different places.
And you see people wearing motifs around it. The logo's kind of imbued with parts of it too. So. What we're sort of speculating is that this is a co-op multiplayer game, right?
Mm-hmm. That's something
maybe.
we talked about. Yeah, just because we see a lot of people together in groups in this, doing things together. It's entirely possible they could go single player on it, but it does seem to have a lot of cooperative elements.
So a lot of themes we notice here. We've got man, we've got woman,
woman.
We've got animal, and we've got weird, funky Banjo-Kazooie witch doctor skeleton tribe.
Yeah, it was kind of sashaying there.
Yeah,
I really like that.
He's doing like a cool dance.
I like it, the way he's walking along there. So, again, if this is a playable skeleton, I'm going to be really excited because there are far too few playable skeletons in video games. Mr. Bones for the Saturn aside, I can't think of another. I'm sure I'm missing one here somewhere. But
no, I think that was the whole list.
Okay, that's the whole list right there. Okay, so Lord of the Rings shot of these guys walking along the hill here. And now, exciting panoramic beauty, man and woman on horse.
Dual horseback riding.
Dual horseback riding. Okay, guy making spear, confirmed.
So this is really cool, right? And there's that skull again down there.
Let's go back and look at the skull here. There it is.
Right down there.
Look at there.
So this is really cool because we don't get a lot of games like this, the survival genre games, right? Like, I mean, we had like some entries, things like Lost in Blue, Survival Kids that came back way back in the day.
Oh my gosh, Survival Kids! You played Survival Kids?
Sure, of course.
Oh, let's be best friends.
Well, we're already there.
Okay, that's
so.
Excellent.
A lot of those games, I mean, I feel like that's kind of died down a little bit. In the last few years, we've gotten games like Minecraft that have had elements of that a little bit. And so it's really cool to see something like that get brought back here. Now, obviously, what's really impressive is you keep seeing these environments. They're massive. They're huge. And there's not a lot of sign of, like, human life anywhere, right? Like, you don't see houses. There's no cities, no villages.
Every now and then
like
you'll
that.
spot, like, a human skeleton. But for the most part, this is, like its name, a wild land. This is a wild world.
Here we've got wild boars, baby boars, which are just adorable.
Okay, adorable baby boars, baby
or
pigs.
aborable.
They are aborable. Don't hog all the jokes, Brian.
This is pun-centric.
Oh, don't hog them all. What a ham. What a ham.
Stop it.
Oh, my God.
So many. And so what I really like about this is, there's tons of different species of animals in this game and people. Now, this is one of the cooler shots in the game.
Yeah.
We saw him sharpening the spear, so obviously there's hunting.
Right.
But there's also stalking, apparently, predator style.
Yeah,
so
go ahead. Just say it.
Yeah, we've got their Arnold Schwarzenegger hiding in the mud, ready to kill the predator thing.
Do it. Do it now.
Do it now.
Go ahead.
This is the way to hunt. So that's part of it. You don't just run up on something and start bashing away. Aside from hunting, there's also gathering, which is obviously going to piss off the bird that laid those eggs.
Yeah, that bird is going to be really unhappy. But you're going to see a lot of predator-prey relationships in this trailer. There seems to be a high regard for naturalism, the balance of nature, and the idea that things feed. Right here, here's a boar that's being hunted by a group of wolves. Again, we're not sure who's playable, who's not. We're not sure if all of these are PCs or if this is one against AI.
One thing we are sure of, that boar dies.
Yeah, wild boar.
If he gets out of that situation, that's amazing.
True story, though. My old man was hunting wild boar in a swamp in Louisiana once. And put 5 12-gauge shotgun shells into a running boar before it dropped at his feet. They are tough.
Wow, really?
Yeah, true. It was charging him.
So, man, maybe he has a chance against these 7 wolves.
Tough. Okay, skeleton storyteller, shamanic skeleton sighting, best trailer of the year? I think so.
Yeah. Now, I also want to point out we have a hat swap on the dead bone hat here that the man was wearing before while riding a sheep. He's now graciously handed that off to his pet. Or friend, or co-op buddy. We've got a sleeping wolf cub in the foreground here.
Yeah, right there next to him.
Adorable, again.
We also have those things that spit acid in Dark Souls.
Yeah.
When you're climbing down the gulch.
Yeah, so we don't know a lot about that. Yeah. That's probably part of the ancient history of the island or the land or wherever this is. But that pops up. That's a continuing motif in this trailer, too.
Can we call it Sheeplandia?
Yeah, we can do that.
Okay, so these are the ancient peoples of Sheeplandia.
Sure.
All right, we're moving on. Let's grab ahead. Oh, okay. This was my favorite shot in the trailer here.
Yeah, so now we're starting to play with another reoccurring theme in this trailer, which is size. Now, we have these species, and now we had the Skeleton Man. Here is this gigantic version of the Skeleton Man, possibly ancient. Maybe he died a week ago. He's not covered in too much moss and algae.
Yeah.
But he's been sitting down there on this giant underwater throne, which you can explore. It doesn't look like there's a lot to see, but he does have these dreadlocks hanging from the side of him, and that cool bone crown that his younger brother or little cousin was wearing in the storytelling shot earlier.
Exactly, and you pointed out earlier there's kind of an existential dilemma here. Is this guy alive or dead? Like, is he just asleep? Is he dead? How if you're dead and you're a skeleton, you can walk around?
Yeah.
Are you dead? Are you alive? How does this even work?
Yeah, and that's a problem that exists outside of this game as well. It's just this is general skeleton lore. It's just a hard time to tell if he's sleeping, if he's dead, or if he's alive.
For more on that, see Mr. Bones for the second Saturn.
That.
Yeah, it's an existential
dilemma.
Yeah, so
this if there is co-op in this game, we've got 3 players exploring this one area at the same time, which is really cool.
And this is just pretty. A lot of games don't look like this very often, and I'm really, really happy to see. There's a lot of attention to games right now creating very realistic worlds. We saw, an attempt to make a realistic Chicago in Watch Dogs, a realistic semi-California area in GTA 5, and I appreciate those beautiful things. But here's a world that I could never visit in real life that's been created in the game, and I like that about this. Here we are, wolves feasting. And once again, our sneaky, they're eating something here.
If it's that boar from earlier, then
it snowed really fast.
It did. So that's another thing to point out. We've got weather elements here. So that's, I think, in lieu of sort of, giant temples and roads and all the other stuff that we kind of come to expect from games of this magnitude. This is all nature-based. You are just your surroundings change, so does the weather, and that's really cool. Obviously, there'll probably be a day-night system too. I like all that stuff. That we're just going to be in this world, hunting, gathering, foraging, fighting.
And speaking of hunting and fighting, here he is, sneaky again.
And
look,
he's got the helmet on.
He looks like Mr. Tumnus right there from Narnia.
That's we're trying to figure out. This helmet pops up a lot. The skull pops up a lot. It obviously means something. I don't know if it indicates like the lead player or the main player or whatever happening at the time. I don't know if it's like Final Fantasy Crystal Chronicles where one guy is holding the bucket.
Forgot about the bucket.
Yeah, the bucket.
That's awesome. But he's a sheep farmer. Maybe he just takes it off the last sheep he killed. But it does seem to symbolize something just because
we've seen spears, we've seen bows. I'm hoping there's some sort of crafting. As you can see in the lower right-hand corner there, skeleton bit the dust against this giant fish. Now we've seen some tiny fish throughout the trailer. Here's a gigantic one again with the size thing. So. I don't know if there's a magical honey I blew up the animals machine in this game or if this is just the way they come.
If something happens to you to make you, and again, there's the old metaphor, the big fish, little fish. You ever play Shark for the Intellivision?
Yeah, I have.
Yeah, you get bigger and bigger and eat the littler things. Maybe
so
that's
now you pointed out here that this spear was actually kind of planted in there waiting for her.
Yeah.
Either she got incredibly lucky or she used it as bait, like you said, to kind of lure this giant fish.
She swam in, maybe try to get the fish out because
she is
going to
see,
stick
it works.
to that fish right there.
Just
That is
Great shot too.
That right there is a woman who can kick bass.
Yeah.
All right, that's what's going on. Nothing fishy about that at all. We move on right here with the animal puns and continue.
You can't hear me shaking my head.
No, you can't. But you know what? This is.
Yeah.
I work in an office with this gentleman. I've heard way worse.
I do like his. He's got his sort of winter gear on, right?
Yeah.
Unless it's just regular fur that's been snowed on.
That could be it too. I don't maybe, but it looks like he's at least making some effort to camouflage himself there with the whiter wool. And he's having a rough time here. He's covered, splattered in blood since last time we saw him, surrounded by wolves.
Yeah, I don't think this is gonna be this game's not really gonna pull out of punches. So
no.
He's killed 2 wolves. This pack is not happy about that.
And
whoa,
then,
what's up?
Wolf lady. So, is that a werewolf? Is that a wolf keeper? Is that a wolf totem? Is that a wolf spirit?
Yeah, so I don't know if this is a boss in the game or maybe another player. And if this means, and then sort of maybe you can, like this guy befriended that pack of sheep, maybe you can just get a whole animal army.
And have that be your totem, because she seems to have a wolf hat on.
Yeah, for sure.
So maybe that's the thing, is that you get like your wolf person or your
that's a
sheep
really good
person.
Point.
Or, oh, man, a fish person. I got dibs on skeleton man, though. I still like playable skeletons.
Probably going to get a cool bone crown out of that.
Oh, I'm hoping so. Oh, and now he's carrying sheep lady through the water. Okay, first off, that man is cold right now.
Yeah.
Okay, that is a cold, cold man, because freezing water like that.
He doesn't even have his winter gear on.
No, it's very uncomfortable. I feel, and now he's got a wolf cub. Aw, I was going to play with him.
Yeah, so I do. I mean, I'm actually really happy about this element. If you can raise like baby animals in the game, you have this sort of like wild animal Nintendog thing going on. I'm totally cool with that. Again, more skulls, more bones.
And look, there's another human skeleton there on the left, and
right in the dead center, we got the Where's Waldo again with the big skull.
So there it is showing up. What's it mean? We have no clue. And there they are with his wolf cub and giant lady in the tree. And once again, like you pointed out, that theme of size.
Yeah, so it's very odd because, we've seen the giant bone people, we've seen the giant fish, and now we've got giant people, which is really bizarre. I don't know how all of that's going to play out. Because if you kill this woman and she drops her spear, that's too big for you to ever carry yourself.
That's true. That would be very difficult to add to your inventory.
And don't even, forget about her clothes. You'd have to be gigantic.
You can make a lot of clothes.
You could eat a lot to get that big.
You could eat a lot to get. I've done that in my life, actually, Brian. Yeah, I mean, I'm losing weight now, but I know what it's like to eat my way through several sizes of clothes.
Sure,
so
there we go.
Pretty fantastic there. Okay, now we're all running together, and I like this. Now everybody's together.
Animal montage.
Okay, animal montage.
Awesome.
But these guys are not fighting now.
No.
Now all of a sudden, the wolf and the boar and the bird, they're all going the same way. And
this is like a BuzzFeed article right now.
Oh, no, that would be the top 4 animals.
Yeah.
Okay, so they're running along here, and giant bird, giant
awesome.
thing, and I love this here at the end. They're all kneeling to the giant bird. Why is that happening? Are they worshiping it? Are they paying homage?
Are giants gods in this game?
Yeah, or do you ascend to become a giant, and other players submit to you?
Where's the skeleton man right here?
The skeleton
he feels
man?
like he's the only class that's missing.
Who's the lady on the bird? What's going on there? Not really sure what's happening. This is really cool.
Yeah,
and
this is great.
And this whole kind of beautiful. And then here in the background, a few things you can spot too. Brian, you look up in the top right area.
Yep.
You see those sheep, and there's the guy riding the sheep again. What else did you spot here?
Let's see. So going from there, clockwise, we've got that kind of elk with the arrow through it, which means it's dead. We've got 3 guys hunting the elk. The footprints right underneath in the middle, and then on the left we got the guys dual riding the horse, fighting the elks, and then a giant snake above them.
Yeah,
now, I don't know if any of this is to scale, but shown with this game, like, who really knows?
Cave painting's not known to scale. Yeah,
going back up around, we've got fish swimming with dead fish, which is weird. I think they're trying to eat bacon. The wolf above them is definitely trying to eat bacon. And on the right of them, we've got the skeleton party where they're holding up the wolf, maybe as some sort of like sacrifice to the moon.
And there's the moon over them. And then there in the logo, we see that same kind of ram's head image there in that center figure, surrounded by the birds, the fish,
and the 4-headed snake.
Yeah. So, guys, this is an imaginative and beautiful-looking thing, and the person who created this game is responsible for one of gaming's real treasures in Beyond Good and Evil. I firmly believe that's something we're just going to look at a generation from now and say, wow, we were really lucky to have him, and for him to make that wonderful thing for us. So what will WoW be? We don't know, but we're excited by the images. Thank you so much for taking this little ride through the trailer with us. Please leave a comment and let us know what you think about what's going to be happening happening in this game and whether or not you're excited about it. And from all of us here at IGN, and most especially from myself and Mr. Brian here.
Definitely mostly us.
Yeah, mostly us.
I mean, everyone else at IGN is cool, but it's I mean, come on.
Honestly, we
bring
really,
it home.
We're kind of the apex of the whole operation, let's be honest. Yeah, this place collapses without us.
Oh, man.
Yeah, so, there's some arrogance for us. Anyway, guys, love you, and thank you so much for watching.